All right, today we're going to dive into a company called Boots on the Ground AI. And their whole mission is pretty simple, to take artificial intelligence out of those giant, fancy corporate boardrooms and put it to work for small businesses like yours, right where the real work gets done.
So let's just start with the question that I'm sure is on a lot of your minds. Is AI really just for the big guys? Is it another one of those super expensive, complicated tools that only massive corporations with huge budgets can even think about touching? It's a fair question for sure.
Well, Boots on the Ground AI answers that with a very clear, very firm no. Their core belief is that every business, no matter the size, deserves a shot at using these game-changing tools to work smarter, not just harder, and really compete on a level playing field.
To really get why that's so important, first we've got to talk about something you probably know all too well. Let's call it the small business struggle. It's a real thing. It's a constant juggle, and it's where the problem really begins.
Does any of this sound familiar? You're wearing a dozen different hats. You're the CEO, you're the head of marketing, you're the IT support desk, all rolled into one. Your budget is always tight, and when you look at these powerful high-tech tools, they just feel like they were designed for someone else entirely. It's so easy to feel like you're getting left in the dust.
And that feeling, that struggle, is exactly why we need to talk about a different kind of AI. One that's built from the ground up with a totally practical, no-nonsense approach for small businesses.
This quote right here, it just nails their entire philosophy. This isn't about just selling you some software and wishing you good luck. It's about a real partnership. They're right there in the trenches with you, totally focused on practical solutions that deliver actual, measurable results.
And this slide really shows you the night and day difference. A typical consultant might come in, study your business, and hand you a fancy 100-page report, and then they're gone. The Boots on the Ground model is completely hands-on. They build it, they integrate it, they train you and your team, and they stick around for support. It's the difference between someone giving you advice and someone actually rolling up their sleeves and helping you do the work.
So what's actually in this AI toolkit they're offering? Well, the great thing is they've simplified everything to focus on solving the real-world problems you face every single day.
It all boils down to these 4 key areas. Are you drowning in repetitive manual tasks? They can automate that. Do you need to provide better, faster customer service? Yep, AI can handle that 24/7. Do you feel like you're sitting on a mountain of data but don't know what it means? They help you unlock those insights. And of course, for the big picture, they help you use AI for strategic growth. Simple, clear, and all about the benefits.
Now, we all know that jumping into a new technology project can feel, well, a little intimidating. And that's exactly why they use a totally transparent 5-step partnership process. No guesswork.
The path forward is crystal clear. It all starts with discovery, and this is so important, where they just listen to you. Then, they design a custom fit plan, they build the solution, and they carefully deploy it into your business. But, and this is the crucial part, they don't just disappear. They stick around to optimize, making sure it's always working perfectly for you. It's not something they do to you, it's a journey they take with you.
Okay, so a clear process is great, but let's get down to brass tacks. What about the results, the bottom line? We're talking about real results and real return on investment.
Now, get this. This is huge. Their clients are seeing a 30 to 50% reduction in the time they spend on manual tasks. Just pause and think about that. Imagine cutting your most tedious, soul-crushing work in half. What could you do with all that extra time?
And then there's the impact on your customers. We're talking an improvement of over 40% in response times. Because AI doesn't sleep, it doesn't take breaks. Your customers get the help they need, instantly, which means they're happier.
And the big question everyone always asks, what about the money? Well, this investment pays for itself, and fast. On average, clients see a full return on their investment in just 12 to 18 months. This isn't an expense, it's a strategic move that fuels your efficiency and growth.
And hey, don't just take our word for it. Here's a real-world example from a CFO. They saw their ROI in just 8 months. A task that used to tie up 3 analysts is now handled by an AI agent, with just 1 person overseeing it. And notice that last part? It's not about replacing people. It's about empowering your people to do more valuable work. So, all of this really brings us to the single most important question. What could you automate? Seriously, think about your own day-to-day. What are those bottlenecks, those repetitive tasks that just eat up your time and hold your business back?
And you know what the best part is? Finding out the answer to that question is incredibly easy.
The whole process, the whole journey, it just kicks off with a simple, straightforward conversation about your business and your goals.
They've made that first step completely 100% risk-free. The consultation is free. It's a no-pressure call where you'll get an honest assessment of your needs. The goal is to educate you. Even if it turns out not to be a good fit, you'll walk away smarter about what AI can do. There's absolutely no obligation.
So we'll end with this. This is the question that all the numbers, all the processes, all the technology really boils down to. It's not about the tech itself, it's about what the tech gives you back. So, if you could reclaim 10 hours every single week, what would you do with them? Would you focus on growing the business, serving your clients better, or maybe, just maybe, getting a little bit of your life back? Now that's something to think about.